Hey folks, welcome to the Kubernetes SIG Docs meeting. Today is September 16th, 2025. I'm your host today. My name is Ray Lahan. I'm one of the co-chairs of Kubernetes SIG Docs, along with Natalie Vlatko, who's on the call here, and Divya Mohan, who is, it's not on the call. It's currently too late in Divya's time zone. And joining us as well is one of our tech leads, Xander here. I don't know if any other tech leads are on the call, but if you are, please say so. And I'm going to share my screen here. And as I share my screen, few boilerplate items I want to go over. This meeting abides by the CNCF code of conduct, which boils down to be kind to each other. And this meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube. So please be mindful of that. If you don't want to share your video share, please turn that off. And usually our first topic is we like to welcome new contributors on the call. So if you're new or to Kubernetes SIG Docs, or if this is your first meeting, or if it's been a while since you've joined a meeting, please feel free to come off mute and introduce yourself.
Sure, I would like to take the stage. Hey everyone, my name is Saurabh Singh and I'm from India. I'm a software engineer I've been working in a company, Acnes Global, as an associate software engineer. And that's all. Thank you.
All right, welcome. Anyone else would like to join, introduce himself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Osama. I'm ST2 at Microsoft, and I'm just joining SigDocs and get a sense of how things work here and trying to get my feet in. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Anyone else would like to introduce himself? All right, a few updates, reminders. I am your PR wrangler for the week, and Osama, who just introduced himself, is shadowing. We just had our PR wrangler and shadow intro Zoom call together shortly before this meeting. And so if you're interested in shadowing, being a PR wrangler shadow, please feel free to myself or to one of the other co-chairs or tech leads. And a PR wrangler is an approver for Kubernetes SIG Docs who reviews pull requests for the week. And if there's a link on the agenda here to the schedule for PR wrangler, so if you're an approver, please take a look. Please take a look at the schedule as well for your wrangler shift. Next week's PR wrangler is Xander, who is on the call here, and the following week's PR wrangler is Kat with Nathan shadowing. And this week's issue wrangler, is someone who triages issues for the week, is Sayak. I think Sayak is here. And next week's issue wrangler is Natalie, and who is also on the call. And if you are new to the call, or if you don't have the calendar invites, if you want the calendar invites, all you have to do is join the SIG Docs Google group, and I'll put the link in the chat if I could find it here. So join the Google group, then you will automatically get the invites to this meeting. You'll also get access to or edit access to this agenda as well. And last update reminder, if you notice any code of conduct violations, either in a meeting, Slack, or GitHub comments, please reach out to the Kubernetes Code of Conduct Committee, and you could do so by email to conduct@kubernetes.io. All right, first thing on the agenda is we talk about the upcoming release cycle, and it's release 1.35. I did ping the release docs, release com Slack channels, but I didn't realize that the release team is actually being formed. So the release team shadow application was recently closed, and looks like they're forming the team now. And the official dates for the release are actually proposed in the pull request, which is still open. So right now, the proposed release date is December 17th. That is not set in stone. Release dates are also aspirational as well. So that is in the pull request I linked in the agenda. So there's no current question for Natalie or hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention as well that the current proposal for the docs freeze is the 3rd of December, which is going to be an important date for us. So that's after KubeCon in North America and before most people go away on vacation in a lot of different places. So
Nice. Thank you for that. That's an important date for us. And in the past few releases, looks like they moved the docs freeze a little further away from the release date, about a week or so.
yeah, and also code freeze and docs freeze are very far. Code freeze is before KubeCon, so that's another. I think the proposed
Nice.
current for code freeze is the 7th of November.
Yeah, so that'll be a very busy day.
Yes,
A busy week for
busy
contributors.
week before KubeCon and then during KubeCon.
Yes.
Correct.
All right, so that's good to make note of. Usually the release cycle at the end, the last release cycle of the calendar year tends to be more complicated with those dates of holidays and KubeCons. I know from personal experience of that as well, since that was the release cycle I was the lead for, was the end of the year as well. And yeah, so I know there's more complications with that. So that does come into play. So yeah, there's no status for docs team from the docs team and comms team yet, since release team hasn't really been formed yet. But I did want to make a note that this for 135, the docs lead is Arvashi Chobi, and the comms lead is Graziano Casto. Any questions on the release 135? All right. Look, next topic on the agenda is issues and PRs, and there's currently no issues and PRs on the agenda. Also, there's no discussion topics as well. So, want to open the floor if anyone wants to bring up any issue or PR or discussion topic. Natalie?
Yeah, I wanted to possibly put yourself, Nate, and Xander on the spot a little to see if you could speak, and maybe Lavish as well, if you're on the call, to speak a little bit about the LFX mentorship that's currently going on with SIGDocs.
Hey, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So currently the LFX mentorship program is going well, and I'm currently working on HTML like implementation of the API documentation, how they are gonna generate. And I saw a video about of Xander and Cat also, where Cat mentioned that contributor have to rename the Kubernetes while cloning the Kubernetes repository. Contributor have to rename it to kats.io/Kubernetes. So I'm working on that to improve the contributor experience also.
Yeah, so
it's been going really well so far. I think there's been a couple of those like persistent issues that have carried over from release to release that have already been addressed in just the first couple weeks of this. So like yeah, from my perspective, it's been really fantastic so far to have Lavish working on this.
and also the attempts as well, or the work on to making the reference doc generation tool easier for users. As Lavish mentioned about like not having to rename the after you do git clone as well, so that could be a step not done during the process to reduce the steps needed.
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing also, that today I tried all the steps, the other from the documentation. I have tried different aspects, like how we can uh, improve the commands also, like without implementing the path. Because in I have researched the project also and some documentation that in Golang version 1.11, it's already deprecated that we to use the importance statement, I think, and we can use module. So I'm working on that, and I've tried that if we didn't specify the go path and the path mentioned in the documentation, that it faces the issue at the when we edit the Kubernetes website repo. That is the main issue, and I'm working on that. I think Ray, you are.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's a pull request open currently as well. Take a look at that. Actually, did it already merge? Might have merged already. And Tim, your hand is up. Oh, yes,
Just
yeah,
an
it
AI
did merge.
note taker.
Oh.
We typically ask those people to leave by clicking the eject button.
Oh, I do see it. All right, thank you for that. Yeah, so there was a PR already merge to improve error handling. Thank you for that, Lavish, as well. So we got some reviews for that, and that's already in there from 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's a great update. That's awesome. It really sounds like big improvements already, which was super needed. So thank you for the updates too. And Lavish, it would be great. I think maybe not every week, depending on how much work is happening, but every couple of meetings or so, if you wanted to come by and give an update on what you're working on, I think many of us would love to hear about it.
Sure, I will share in the SIG docs group also.
Yeah, perfect. Great. Thank you.
All right. Any comments for Lavish? I think I heard a hand up here. Tim?
Yeah, so I think I knew about this, but I'd forgotten about it. And the reference docs were not done like bang on release day for 1.34. Seeing that, I thought we could make these more ergonomic. And I asked around for some folk. Some people on this call have seen that already. I'm keen to find work that's not going to tread on your toes, Lavish, and complementary improvements. What I want to do is foster a community. I mean, like a group of people, maybe a sub project, but like to start off with some people who like. There's going to be people who are in the Kubernetes project who are good at automating things. It is a common skill around here. But I want to connect up people who are like, oh yeah, I can totally automate things, with challenges that don't duplicate the work you just talked about, probably aren't around the reference docs generators that you're working on there for the LFX thing. And I think there's loads of work to do, but I'm really keen, because I think there's interest in improving it, because I think we've got people with the right skills as a almost untapped resource. I want to bring those people together and connect the keenness with the tasks that will be good to adopt. And that's why I'm here.
Do you have any examples of like the what things to automate in the reference docs tool, or?
I will give you a longish. I'll stop talking about it, but I'll talk about some of the many things that you could do. So we have the CVE feed. We have the blog automatic publishing. We have the Netlify builds. We have deploy previews. We have. I'm on the wrong computer, and I don't know where my list is that I had earlier. I did post this list somewhere on Slack, and I don't have it. Does anyone remember the list that I suggested? Alan, maybe you've seen it?
Let me try to find it.
Cool. Can I add some more to that? we have the kubectl docs in various forms and the automatic stuff. Now this does, this starts to cross onto what you're working on, Lavish. So like this is where it needs navigating a bit more. We also have ancillaries, like might be quite nice if the reference doc build happened inside a container. We like containers. I like containers. So we can have the great tooling and we can improve that tooling and we can put it in a container. There's more. Did anyone find anything?
And to
Yeah,
see
I
this
think
one.
I found that there's
The post
CVE
on the
feed
chat.
updates, blog article publication, site banner mechanism, hyperlink checking, and integration with release metadata.
Oh yeah, so release metadata updates and the automation around there. Banners, as you said. So that's like the KubeCon banner. I think what I want people to believe is there's plenty of stuff there that doesn't sound like reference docs.
I do agree with you on that. And there are definitely areas that's not reference docs that could be improved with that. And
So I have a concern around when you first started speaking, Tim, when you called this possibly creating a sub-project around, who would lead that effort and coordinate those efforts?
I think it's possibly a sub-project because it might become one. But I think it's going to become a sub-project if leadership emerges, rather than saying we will make a sub-project. I just think I don't want to rule out it growing into that.
Oh, sure. I think that's okay. But I agree with you that I wouldn't create a sub-project from the outset and then start on this work. I think getting some momentum around a couple of things you want to build is the first thing to do.
I intend to do some of that momentum building, and I would be delighted to have others join me on helping people join in.
The list that you and I believe Osama as well had read out are referencing, I think what could be handy is us as a community thinking out of that list, what do we want to prioritize as building first, rather than everyone taking on something separate. I think that might be worthwhile as well.
I also asked, I did ask on SIG tools, does anyone have something they want, what do people want to work on? Because like, ideally we're connecting those two things, stuff people want to work on with stuff we need, we value. And wouldn't it be lovely if there were two things near the top of both lists, or something at the top, near the top of both lists?
so I know SIG Security sub-project, they have a sub-project called Tooling, and they're working on the CVE feed as well. So I think it'll be good to talk to them as well on what the current work they're working on with that.
Yeah, I think Mahe is the person to maybe get in touch with, Mahe Tadi, on the CVE stuff. Yeah. And
Pushkar Juglia, I'm probably saying that wrong.
No, he is no longer. He stepped. He's taking some time from open source.
Okay, fair enough. Good to know. What was I going to say? Do people know what we mean by CVE feed? Because someone will be happy to clarify. If anyone, stick your hand up or react on Zoom if you need that clarified, what we mean by it. Anyone want to have a go? So the CVE feed is it's a feed that you can put into a feed reader, so RSS, and there's a JSON feed as well. And you can put this into a automatic tooling at the company, or you can subscribe to it on like your smartphone, and it will tell you a new announcement every time Kubernetes puts out a security announcement. Like there was one today, so I don't know if it's gone in the feed yet, but it should be doing it. And that is automatic. As soon as the security response people disclose an issue and it's a GitHub issue that becomes disclosed with a special label, some tooling looks at that and puts some data into like object storage, and that gets read into a site build, and then the site build I think gets automatically triggered. There are some rough edges, but the ambition is that soon after the issue is revealed, it's also in people's feeds, and then the companies that have subscribed to it can do things with that, and the people who are just looking on their phones can go with, cancel their appointments and start patching clusters or whatever has to happen. And it's to make things better for our users, so that if there is some big issue, urgent issue in Kubernetes, that people can be aware of it and discover it quickly.
How should we, besides the CV feed, what other steps should we take to prioritize work and next steps on that?
I think I know we're using the SIG tools channel for a lot of quicker async stuff, but I think it would be worthwhile maybe moving some of the discussion into an issue of here are some things we want to work on and who wants to, what do people think should be a priority? That'll give us a lot more a better handle on like notifications and information coming in on around that. But I'm okay with just simple votes or so on of what people want to be working on. Tim?
So there's two ways we could do this, and they both got drawbacks. We can use a GitHub discussion, and the problem is that when we use GitHub discussions, they get not much engagement and they don't seem to go anywhere. And I'm not keen. I like Natalie's idea better. But the problem with using an issue is that we probably then want to actually have like, I'm imagining if I go and open it, I'll open an issue and then I'll reply to it like 7 times with like 7 different ideas and get people to react. But you don't have that kind of upvoting that discussions have, and it's a little bit more clunky because issues aren't discussions. And
I agree about the clunky. I do agree about the clunkiness too. My only reason to add the offer the issue as an option is that because there is a thumbs up emoji that we can just get people to press. If we're diligent enough in making it there and putting that as a signal, I think that could be worthwhile. But I understand what you think about with discussions too, Tim. I actually agree, but with the discussions as well, at least we'd get notifications about people engaging too. And hence why I want to go down the issue route, because I think more folks would look at that, and someone like me who can't keep up with all the different Slack areas I need to be in, for example, but would keep up with, things on issues that I'm tagged in and want to be following. So just my perspective, but yeah, we could try the thumbs up on different ideas and posts in an issue, Tim.
So I think I'll either open it or sort of mentor someone who's keen to do that. But in the issue description, I'm thinking probably like a picture with some alt text, like a really sort of graphical overview of it, and over communicate how we expect people to interact with this issue, because it's an invitation. A normal issue is like, here's a bug, it needs fixing, you should fix it. And this will be, here is an opportunity for you to weigh in and sort of, it can attract a lot of discussion and sort of arguing. And I plan to over communicate how we'd like people to engage in the issue description, throw in a picture, make it accessible, and do all that to sort of head off some of the risks.
Yep, sounds great to me.
Was going to introduce, I thought in GitHub you could convert issues to discussions and vice versa, but I might be incorrect with that.
It's a one way. I forget which way. It's only one way, Ray. Obviously, you could just copy and paste the thing.
All right, that won't work for us then. All right, any other comments, questions on this topic?
Just a thanks for bringing it up here on this meeting, Tim, so that as many folks can be kind of in the loop as possible. It's great. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's some really good ideas, especially things that could be easily automated, like banners that someone has to do manually each KubeCon. CV feed is always important, and there's also some folks already help working on that from SIG Security as well. Alan noted they had to drop. Thank you, Alan, for joining. All right. Any other topics or discussions? I'm going to stop my share here. And thank you very much for watching this recording if you're watching on YouTube.